Hi everyone, it's Anne here from Positively Papercraft, and today I am back with another tutorial. I did promise more craft room storage and that's what I'm going to do today. Now what we're going to make is another file box, whatever you call them, magazine holder, but this one is going to hold your 12 by 12 paper. So I suppose it's another alternative to the pizza box. Now when I made the A4 one the other day, I kept thinking in my head there's got to be a way to make this bigger, and that's when I went on Amazon and I had and a few other eBay, and I had a fish around and I found A3 chipboard, which was what I showed you in yesterday's video. So that's what I've had to use because we couldn't make it 12 by 12 out of using A4 stuff. And also the A3 black card I showed you yesterday from Lime Tree Crafts. That's what I've used because, you know, there's no other way to do it. But I think it's brilliant if you make a few and you can stack all of your 12 by 12 papers in. So let's get to it. Again, when we made the A4, which I will link that video probably at the end of this one. So I've done the same thing. I have just took a craft knife and I have just cut it diagonally. But the actual card will need, the actual grey board will need to be 11 3/4 by 13 1/4. And I've chose to make it the size I want because I store a lot of my papers. Hang on, I'll get them and show you. Like the ones, this is the one I showed you yesterday from Thompson Crafts. I store them in these. Now obviously with this little piece hanging over, it's going to be bigger than 13 inches, sorry 12 inches. So that's why I've made it 13.5 inches in length, so that I've got room to store my big what do you call them? I think the album protectors or something like that. But yeah, and I used to get these from Stampin' Up, but I think you can buy them. I think Dove Craft sell them as well. So anyway, that's why I've made it that size. So you're going to need two of them, 11 3/4 by 13 1/4, and you want to measure up. If I just get a ruler. What I've done is I've measured up by 4 inches and then I've just cut it right to the top corner. So it's just the same as the A4 magazine file I made, but it's just bigger. So you need two of them, different, so we've got our, again we've got our two sides. We need a piece for the back and a piece for the bottom. They are both the same at 11 3/4 by 5 inches wide. And we need our little piece for the front, which is 5 by 4 inches. I'm going to make it exactly the same way. We're going to join all the corners, join it all together with these little pieces. Now, if you remember when I made the 30 ink pad holder, and I did state in the video that it wasn't my idea, and I put the link to the Graphic 45 channel that I got it from. So this is where I got this technique from, okay, because this is how the lady made her ink pad holder, and I thought, oh, that will surely work for everything else. So that's who I got the link from, okay, nobody else. Right, so we are just going to do the same thing. We're going to join it all together by using these little strips. So we need to join the back to one of our sides, okay. So I have lots of different pieces here. Yeah, so this one will be the first one, and it needs to be 11 3/4 by 1 3/4, scored in the middle at 7/8. So Tell you what I didn't do, I didn't cut the little corners off, and this is just so they don't stick over and get in the way, which is what I have forgot to do. Alright, so that is going to go there. And then if any does hang over like that, you can just trim it off, that's not a problem. Alright. And then obviously we need to pop the other one on to here. And I thought this was a great price. I think it was £9 something or £10 for 30 A3 sheets, which I think that's good value, I really do. So the same size, and again I am just going to snip away these little edges. But yeah, I've also got, if I can get a chance to show you it before I finish this video, I've also got this like A4 kind of unit thing. It's MDF and it's got a drawer in the bottom, and I keep my embossing folders in, but the thing is it's full and I can't fit any more in at all. So what I'm going to try and do is replicate that with chipboard, so I can show you how to make it, but then I'll also have a spare. Now it's got a drawer in the bottom and I have it in my head how I think I'm going to do it, and hopefully it'll work out. But yeah, I've got loads of ideas of what I want to make. Right, so we're going to pop the other one on, and then that is our sides and our back done. Okay. There we go, so that's that built up already. And then we need the bottom, which will join on like this with another pieces. These are 5 by 1 3/4, again scored at 7/8. I can just show you the kind of basics, but as I said, it's just the same as the A4, so it's hard to get it all on screen here. So now I just need to pop on this bit, which will be the top of our little box. Well, it's not a little box really, is it? We need a longer one for here. Where's my other piece? There we go. And that should be the same size as the one I've just given you. There we go, that's it. So it will come round like this. Oh no, I've done something wrong. Ooh, I haven't cut the bottom the right length, damn. The bottom should have been longer. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do. I can't believe I've done this. Right, I'm going to have to cut mine across here and use that as my base. Then I'm going to have to cut the right size. So hang on, your bottom actually needs to be, well, it's going to be 13.5 inches, isn't it? And why I've cut it like that, I don't know. Basically I've cut 2 back sizes, yeah. So the bottom piece needs to be 13.5 by 5. and this is the same 5x4. So yeah, because if I'm going to have to rectify this and I'll be straight back, okay, but at least it saves you making the mistake I have. Okay, so thank goodness I've managed to rectify it. Excuse me. So what I did was I just cut it off at 13.5 inches, and I just stuck a little piece of black card over the the join, so it won't bend around, and then I've attached the 5x4 piece. So yeah, it needs to be 13.5, not 11.75. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the 2 joining pieces on the back sides here. They need to be, it will be 11.75, I think. Yeah, by 1 3/4 scored again at 7/8 of an inch. Add my piece of backing paper here. I'm using the MINTAY paper, which I used for the notebook folder. I can put the link for this because Thompson's Craft sells it. I think I put the link for it in yesterday's haul video, I think, but I'll put it again. It's 11.5 by 5 inches. So that's this done. Now we need pieces to go down the sides of here again, and I've used the A3 card from Lime Tree, and I'm going to just stick one on and I'll do the rest off camera because this table is getting really full already. I've cut it to 16.5 inches by 1 3/4 scored at 7/8, and this is just going to line the top of the file boxes so it's nice and neat and tidy again. Right, so this is going to be a bit tricky, I think, but yeah, just all down the side here. Now I think I've cut it too long, but I can trim it, I'm not worried about that. So right up in the top corner, alright, I'm just going to press it down so it's nice and smooth and covered. Like that, okay? Now I think you won't need it that long actually, I've cut mine way too long. You can see mine, oh you can't actually, mine is way too long, so I'm going to just quickly trim it off, and then I am going to do the rest of the little pieces. There, just trim it off, so I've got a piece to stick on the other side, and I'm going to join the bottoms together, and then we'll do the paper on the inside and outside. Okay, so I have added the rest of the lining pieces, and I've also put a piece in the bottom, and I've just joined it together using the same method as the A4 one. So we are going to add the paper. Now the problem we have is because this is 13.5 inches in length, papers are 12 by 12, so it does fit, but we do end up having like quite a big border around the sides. But unless you've got A3 paper, there isn't really a lot we can do. So, you know, I've just basically cut a diagonal strip off mine. I think I just laid it on the chipboard, or I probably would have measured up 4 inches like I did with the chipboard, and then just cut it across with the craft knife. So that's what I've done. But yeah, unless you have A3 paper, we're going to have quite big borders around it, but I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to attach these on here. Let's try and get it relatively even. Okay, and that's one side covered, and then we would just do the same for the inside. I'm just using another piece of the MINTAY paper pad. Again, that will just sit in there, and I've just put tape on, and the same issue there. You will have larger borders because the pads are only 12 by 12. But I think it's a small price to pay for making 12 by 12 storage, because I think most people realise it's not the cheapest to buy, and you know, it can be hard to make and get, I suppose. So I've got that in there, and then I've got 2 little pieces which are 4 by 1 3/4 scored in the middle at 7/8, and they are just going to go there so that they hide where the paper is too short. So I'm just going to do this side, and then the front I have got some pieces for the inside and the outside. Okay, I'll do all that and then I'll come back. Okay, so there we go, it is done. I've covered the bottom, covered the back with the card, the inside and the front outside. Now I've also got another little tip as well. Do you see here where these pieces join together? I'm hoping it's going to focus. You kind of get a little gap where you've joined the 2 pieces of chipboard together. So what I did was I just cut out a 2-inch circle from a punch, and I've just folded it in half again, and then I've cut away one of the quarters. And then what this does is it will go over like this, and then like this, and then that will cover those little joins, okay, and kind of reinforce the little bits that stick up. So I'm gonna just put some glue on. I mean, you could make them, I don't know, maybe in silver or gold even if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do mine in black. So I'm going to just wrap that round there. Now I'm going to wrap that round there and just hold it until it's stuck. And as you can see, it gets rid of that little bit that we could see. And I suppose it's also extra protection as well. And it looks quite nice, just like another little feature, I suppose. So I have got one, I'll do this one, and then I've got one left to make. And then I'll just quickly show you how I did it. Now, decoration wise, I might do those front little brad or eyelet things like I've been doing in quite a few projects lately. I'm not going to show you again or do it on camera because I've done it twice. I did it with the little storage box and I did it with the A4 magazine file the other day, so surely you'll know how to do that now. And you can also just go back and watch the video again. So there we go, we've got our little reinforcements on. Now for the top, because it slants down, you have to really kind of mitre that one right down so it doesn't stick out the top of here. So I'll stick this on and then we'll make the last one. And it's just a case really of cutting it so it's going to fit yours. Yeah, I can see there that mine is slightly sticking over just there. So I am just going to take my scissors and just trim it off. Like that. So, take a circle. I just used a 2-inch circle punch. Just fold it in half. And then just burnish it down. So we've got it in half, then fold it in half other way. And then one of the quarters, make sure you cut away the score line as well. I'll end up with that. Now I know that I'm going to have to really trim that piece there because that is just sticking right out, so we'll have to come and slant this down a little bit more, like that. Yeah, that's fine. And that's basically it. It's up to you how you decorate them or what colours and things you choose. But yeah, I mean, it's going to hide all those little imperfections here. And once you press it down, you might find you still need to trim a little bit, but that's fine. There we go, it's finished. Apart from, I don't know, I might add some decorations on. But yeah, I think they look really nice. They just give it a nice little feature there. So, I'm going to grab this paper which I keep in the thing and hopefully it should fit. Oh wow, yeah, loads of room in there, look. I can not only get my paper in, but I can also get my pockets that I store, because they must be about, well yeah, they must be 13.5 inches. And if you look, that is loads of room. There's one pad in there that is going to hold a whole bunch of them. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's another big tutorial that takes up all the room on my desk, but I hope obviously if you've watched the A4 one and stuff, it's just the same thing made bigger. So yeah, I'll have everything on my blog and I will be back again on Wednesday with another video. So take care and bye for now.